Welcome to this channel. This channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So today, I'd like to share with you something extremely critical in Wing Chun. There is a disease in Wing Chun today. For past hundred of years since the approaching Wing Chun, there's this disease that is like a opium addict. And this type of stuff is trapping you and make you live in a rabbit hole. But people who live in rabbit hole still don't know that they are living in the rabbit hole. So I want to open this up for you all. So this is the bottom line. Learning Kung Fu is to develop body-mind skill. And there is the six core element, kinetic chain, power chain, breathing, intra-abdominal pressure, core, nervous system handling. As what I have shared with you all in my YouTube. Okay, please go watch it. Now, it is not about learning intellectual views, opinion, or conceptual knowledge. You see, many people like to pose as a grandmaster. They go visit China, taking this seminar, taking that seminar, and then start to making their YouTube, and then start to talk about this, talk about that, talk. Intelligent, like intellectual stuff, concept stuff, and then they have plenty of opinion. You can check on this type of people. They can spend 10 years, they can spend 20 years or 30 years traveling China or here and there and all this talk, but their body cannot do it. So that is not what Chinese Kung Fu is about. Chinese Kung Fu is about you have to develop your body-mind skill in your body, meaning that your body has the six core element, kinetic chain, power chain handling, breathing handling, intra-abdominal pressure, and core handling, nervous system handling. Or else you have nothing but just intellectual views, opinions, conceptual knowledge. So the research is this. The research is exactly this. Lineage, techniques, opinion. And then the entire thing is a fragmented. So it is a collect and compare opinion, not combat effectiveness. Why? Because it simply is intellectual view, opinions, conceptual knowledge. How the hell you learn anything? And then you start to have this opinion and put yourself on the pedestal, and then you say, well, Hendrik, you want to fight me? I can beat you. This is called completely bullshit. You see, Mike Tyson is not going to call out his coach and say, I'm going to beat you. But listen to the coach. Why? Because the coach helped him to develop the skill of handling his body-mind skill. His coach is not standing there. I'm from this lineage. I'm this grandmaster. This is the orders. That guy is no good. This guy is no good. And keeping talk about opinion, concept, and intellectual, but knowing none of this. As I have proved to you the other day, people talk about this internal fudging and everything. Look like a pro, or talk with your hand, not talk with your mouth, but none know how the hell to handle the core. None know how to handle the breathing, the inter-abdominal pressure and nervous system. And then they claim, oh, because I am this, I go through this sick and I heal from this, I have qigong and everything. You look at all the Chinese bullshit, okay? The proper kung fu training, it doesn't matter it's in qigong or it's in Zen. The sifu, the reason that why you need the sifu is the guy who scream at you so that you get yourself straight. That's why you need a sifu. What do I get screamed before? Yes. If you look at the Zen patriarch Venerable Xianhua, I went there. What did I learn? He told me the first day when he took me as a student, Hendrik, stop talking theory. If you cannot do it, shut up. My late Sifu Hong Chai always told me, one time I was doing the Xiu Lim Tao sets because I watch different people doing it, so I do it this way, that way. And I do it actually like the Hongga way because one of my Si Heng is from Hongga doing that, the iron set way, iron wire set way. Hong Chai chew my ass. He said, do you know what the heck you are doing? This is Wing Chun. This is not Hongga. Technically, you must not tensing your meridians and your sinews. Hongga train different stuff. The Wing Chun train different stuff. Why get chew my ass? Okay. So why is a sifu important? Because sifu is the guy who chew your ass. Why? Let me tell you a secret, but not a secret. We are the worst enemy of ourselves. We cover our eyes, living in our mind, and we don't see the world. That is the problem. The reality is all around us. Reality is reality. From 1560 Qi Guang time until today, reality is reality. It doesn't matter General Qi Guang or Mike Tyson. They fought with momentum. The reason we don't see it is because we cover up our eyes, living inside there. Oh yeah, I do my Xiu Lim Tao. I have this little idea, this mind, this whatever, chi, everything. And my teacher said that. And you get a guy who have no idea what it is, with have concept, intellectual view or whatever, heck, continue on for 100-something years until you don't even know how to handle your intra-abdominal pressure to secure your core. So who is the problem? It's ourselves is the problem. And this guy who have no idea what it is, claiming to be a grandmaster, and the student promote them as a grandmaster, make movies and everything. You see, the Chinese is doing that. But the reality is that you look at Mike Tyson, you look at Chi Chi Guang's riding, you say, oh, shoot. You need to fight with the momentum. That means you have to be able to handle your core or intra-abdominal pressure, which is come with the breathing. Look at all the Western boxers, didn't they have to have this deep breathing and intra-abdominal pressure and core handling? So the Western boxing is more Chinese than most Chinese today. Most Chinese is living in this fantasy opium land. And then it spread. And then the Westerner go to China and start having orders and start have this big mouth. You look at those people who train in Western boxing, they just be in their gym and blood and sweat, not talking too much about, I have a sinology. This writing is not this. That writing is not that. Or this writing is the orders and this and that. And what the heck are you talking about? And that's what I said. Now you get caught. Why? Did you ever taught your student about the core and intra-abdominal pressure handling and your deep breathing? From the first day, because that is your Wing Chun Yi Ji Kam Yong Ma. You look at it, there is zero there. You can beat me. Like you say, well, I can beat Mike Tyson. But the reality is so that you have no clue on what the heck it is. And your student is not going to learn anything. Why? You don't even be able to handle your core and your breathing and your intra-abdominal pressure. What Kung Fu? Now talk about the alignment. I shared this short 2 days ago on how I thought some of the Wing Chun friends who took my class, where I coached them on the kinetic chain of the body, externally train the bone, sinews, and muscle. And there's your 7 balls handling the kinetic chain and power chain later. This is the first lesson. The hip or butt and the shoulder. In the front view, if I draw this, you see there's a straight line here. All of this, the feet, the knee, the hip, the shoulder, they are in a straight line. Like last time when we talked about the knee lunge, we don't want the knee like that, we don't want the knee like that. Same, we don't want the hip like that, we don't want the hip like that. And we don't want it to be shoulder like that or the shoulder like that. So all of this has to align, and you don't want the hip, your leg, your feet like that. Okay? That will be problem. So you want them together. Okay? So the knee. So that is the first class of alignment. It's a linear alignment. Later on, when you can align your 7 ball, like you have this chain, the entire thing is continue. Alignment because you want to have the chain continue. And then you be able to do curvature and it's still aligned. That's externally train your sinews, bone, and muscle. And then, as I explained to you the other day in the Ishi Kamyoma, we train the deep breathing, we train the intra-abdominal pressure, core handling, and your nervous system, like in the N1 process. Now, if we don't have this basic, what are we doing? Intellectualize views, concept. Wing Chun is a concept. Wing Chun is my opinion. Wing Chun because my sifu say this. But you don't have the basic, very basic. So what are you going to develop? So you can spend an entire life going nowhere. I have experienced many people, even so-called grandmaster today. Like a few days ago, actually only 2 days ago, an old friend called me up. He said, Hendrik, how come this guy who claimed that this is internal, that internal, he still doesn't get your stuff where you taught us that the entire body aligned? I said, well, that guy can write a book using my six core element, but he have no clue what it is. Why? Because he wants shortcut, he wants intellectual uh, views, concept, and then he can make up his opinion on what is the oldest Wing Chun. Really? Who the hell care? I don't care what is the oldest. I want to see my kinetic chain and power chain line up. I want to be able to breathe in the fight, be able to handle my core, my abdominal pressure, and my nervous system. I need to have a high VO2 max instead of running out of gas in a fight. That's the bottom line. So 460 years ago, with the General Qi Ji Guang until today, Mike Tyson or Xi Xiaodong, it is the same thing. But why don't we see it? Because after Bruce Lee, it start to have this propagate of the philosophy, concept, but nobody get down to the bottom, to the doing the dirty job to point out, hey man, what the heck are you guys doing? And you believe that those people who smoke opium be able to know all this? Of course not. You look at how the opium addicted influence their nervous systems and their body and their breathing, respiratory system. So what is their VO2 max? And you want to ask a question. If I'm old, I'm weak, old meaning like me, okay, almost 70, and I'm weak and not trained, how can I raise my VO2 max, which is really important? Your real VO2 max actually justify your health and how long you can sustain in your fighting. So what is our VO2 max? Can you show the people? Even if you have a poor VO2 max, can you raise it up to fair or good? If not, how the hell you become a teacher in Kung Fu? How the hell are you going to write a book? So it become like that. So I make this today because I know after past few days, many friends talk to me. This has to be made clear because there are many, many people who really sincerely want to learn, who are loyal to Wing Chun, who want to really know what I'm learning. There are a lot of people is not don't have those ego, those kind of I want a grandmaster nonsense. They are really want to learn. So this is what I share with you today. We all need to have a teacher to coach us, experienced teacher to coach us. Yesterday, somebody leave a message on my YouTube asking me about, oh, this is what the instructor told me on the breathing. This is what I read and so forth, so forth. So what is the proper breathing, everything? My answer is go get a coach. The minimum, go to the gym, take a really proper coach, experienced coach, which is knowing everything inside out, not bullshit people, okay? I mean, prestige coach, this legit coach, like those who do the rehabilitations. cardio rehabilitation and so forth. Get them train you. Don't think, because what you think is the one what you screw you up. You can think that, oh, I feel good on this, but you don't know that what you feel is exactly the problem 2 months down the road when you do breathing. Okay? So it's better to get a rehab coach. Don't get those gung-ho. I teach sports science and all this. And there are people who last year somebody who told me, I know this, Hendrik, you learn from me because I teach sports science. I said, huh? Do you know this guy? I'm from America. This Olympic trainer, this guy who teach running, coaching running, I learned from him. I said, who the hell are you compared with these people who do coaching people in Olympic? So what I'm learning here, what I'm sharing with you, like the heart rate zone handling and VO2 max, everything, I learned from those who do Olympic coaching. The Zen, I went to the Zen patriarch. The Qigong, I went to like many student of Ma Li Tang, who is the pioneer of the Qigong. Why? Because I want to collect all the title? No. I just want to know what the heck it is. Do I go to the gym? Sure. Otherwise, how the hell I know what is a deep squat? How do you do a squat? You inhale, you hold your breathing, you squat down, or how to do a squat roll and all this thing. It's all learning. It's all really dirty, basic, fundamental thing. So this is the message I want to give it to you. Learning Kung Fu is to develop body, mind, skill. And you have the six core element, all this thing. Not learning intellectual view, opinion, or concept knowledge. Absolutely not those. Today I interview this guy, I'm internal art. Tomorrow I interview the other guy, I'm internal art. And then this grandmaster is not as good. Now this always the present grandmaster, the current grandmaster is the best. I learned from this. But you look at their body, you look at the grandmaster body, none can handle the core, the intra-abdominal pressure, and the breathing. And they don't have this kinetic chain handling, sitting, standing there like a rack and moving their shoulder. How are you going to face a Western boxer who trained formally that way? You can't. So I agree with Xi Xiaodong when Xi Xiaodong said, Wing Chun, forget about it. You might as well go learn Western boxing. I agree with Xi Xiaodong 100%. If you want to get into those rabbit hole nonsense, okay? So this is a straight talk. Enough is enough. When I say things like that, of course I am going to burn my bridge, but who cares? Because what important is you guys who really want to learn. Take care of your health. Watch out for your VO2 max. If your VO2 max is low, get it high first. Get it up at least to fair or average, and then start training. If you don't get to the fair, and then you start forcing your body, you can screw up yourself. It's like if you have a heart problem, a high blood pressure problem, or kidney disease and everything, make sure your VO2 max is get to the fair level. Okay, before you can do other things in the fighting, in punching, all those kind of stuff. So that's why I said, if you cannot find a good teacher, go train with those instructor who teach rehab, like the cardio rehabs. Those people know what the heck they are talking about. And they watch you so that you get not getting into dangerous stuff. Not all this grandmaster stuff. I careless for that. So if you cannot find any sifu, Go learn from those cardio or heart rehab coach or instructor, which is medically they are certified. Learn from that. Don't screw yourself. Okay? Don't do 小领头. Say, I want to do 小领头. 1 hour because this grandmaster do it until his body is fully sweat. If you do that, you got into holding breathing, your blood pressure can spike, your heart rate due to your holding of breath and your nervous system stress, your heartbeat, you can get PVC. Okay, your heartbeat can be off. Long term for that, you create problem for yourself. Especially we all after 35 years old, we work hard every day and we go to gym in the evening. You want to have all those intact, make sure it is safe. Okay? Don't screw your body because this is a high medical cost era. We cannot afford it. So that's why I share with you again today the last message. Make sure get a Garmin watch, even the cheapest. Go do a walking. Get your VO2 max and check under your gender and under your age. Are you in the poor or average or excellent? Know yourself. Just get a cheap Garmin watch. Okay? It doesn't have to be the newest. It can have the past generation or get an Apple Watch. It tell you about the VO2 max. You get that number and use that number to decide what you should train. Okay? Be safe. Don't screw people.